In today's video, one exceptionally tired man will be trying his hand at architectural stroke cityscape photography, but that's not what this is all about. Today, I'm exceptionally proud to say that I've actually got some work on display in an exhibition. And if you're interested in doing the same, then this could be the resource for you. If you'd like to see your work displayed in a book or displayed in an exhibition, then this Facebook group could be just what you're looking for.
Well, today you find me doing something a little bit exciting for me. Today, I'm off to 3 Snowhill in Birmingham, and I'm going to see my prints on display. So this is an exhibition that's been organised by the Thumbs Up Photography Group, and there's 75 pieces on display at 3 Snowhill in Birmingham. Now I believe it's actually a private exhibition for the workforce there, because there's about 2,000 people that work there. But I'm really excited to go and see how everything's panned out. This is the opening night.
And what a fantastic concept this is. This was organised by the admins of the Facebook group Thumbs Up Photography, and it's to highlight and showcase the art and the work of the community that's involved within that group, bringing to the fore the untapped talent that's all around us, as well as raising money for worthy charities.
And here we are, 3 Snowhill, where it's all taking place.
So before I hand you over to Dave, who will explain a little bit more, I'll put a QR code on the screen for the remainder of the video. You can just scan this and pop over and see the work on display. And if you purchase anything, then you will be donating to a very worthy charitable cause.
Okay, so thank you. Let's just do some thank yous first of all. First of all, we'd like to thank, and this is obviously going to be recorded so that we can send it to them. Thank you very much to 3 Snowhill for letting us do this. This has taken over a year to get sorted. What happened eventually, and I was telling you earlier, I originally put a post in the Facebook group to say I want to do an exhibition, and these guys didn't say you're crazy. I just said, has anybody got any venues? So I hadn't got the venue. I didn't expect this, but we're very lucky that AD Whittle was part of the group, managed to have a word with people who I then followed up, and then they ignored me, and then I followed up somewhere else, they ignored me, and eventually, Martin and I had a good meet with 3 Snowhill, and they were delighted to be able to do this. It's taken a lot of organisation on their part. We've been a right pain with them, but they've been brilliant, and I hope they're going to enjoy the artwork. The second thing to say thank you to is Cityscape Printing and Framing, who were going to be here tonight, but Andy's not made it. I highly recommend you go and check them out. Andy has done all the printing for us. He's donated the A0 print, which is upstairs. We're going to raffle that to Alzheimer's, which is a lovely thing. He's also given us the cards, which you'll see, and the way that works is you'll scan the QR code, the customer will scan the QR code straight to our website, and I'll talk about that in a second, and then people can order it and it goes straight from Andy to them. Less stress for us. Brilliant quality for you guys. We'd also like to thank the charities. So Adji's here as part of the Disabled Photographers Society, and thank you ever so much for giving up your time on a Saturday evening to come and see us. The guys and I had a meeting about, because we always wanted this to be a charity exhibition. It's something that we can do as part of the group. We're going to do other things as part of Thumbs Up, which should be charitable. And this is the first thing that we've managed to do. So Martin and I, again, at the same shows, we met Andy, we met Paul, the chairman of the Disabled Photographers Society, and I was aware of them before. I've given camera stuff to them, and we had a great chat. Martin and I decided that we definitely wanted to support the DPS, and the other guys also talked about mind, because a lot of photographers go out into the landscape for mental health. It's a lovely thing to do. I certainly enjoy getting out there, away from everybody, turn the phone off, and we thought that Mind would be a really, really good charity for that. And the final people I want to thank are you people. Okay, you are amazing, because when we said we want to do an exhibition, you said, okay then, here's some of my work, I'm going to pay for it. You trusted us, which is a big thing. I appreciate this is hard-earned cash that you've paid to put this up. And without you, it would be just me and Martin and Steve, and call it would be a bit boring, to be honest. So really, really pleased that you've agreed to do that, and I really hope when you unveil this that you're going to love what you've produced. Hopefully the people who come after you, if they decide to exhibit, will be following in your lead. So if we decide to tour this, we might take it as well. Lots of things in the pipeline. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask you, so we're going to 3, 2, 1, go, then you're going to work your way around the room. So these are just attached at the top, very little bit of tape. If you could just, we don't know where yours is, it's going to be a discovery. Okay, just pull them off carefully. Everyone happy to do that? Yeah. Don't break anything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
So whilst I walk you around the amazing work that's on display, I would like to talk to you a little bit more about the charities that will be benefiting from this. Firstly, we have the Disabled Photographers Society, a registered charity formed in 1968 to help make photography accessible to those with disabilities. They've developed a broad knowledge of various ways to make photography accessible to all. Often with a few simple modifications, they open up a whole new world of possibilities for those who would otherwise struggle to operate a camera. Run by a team of dedicated volunteers, most of whom are disabled photographers themselves, they act as a source of information on all aspects of photography for people with disabilities. The 3 original founding members were all disabled ex-servicemen themselves. And amazingly, if you check out the history of this society, they managed to develop a way where the shutter could be fired by an air release or by a suction release, and the film would wind on using a solenoid-operated electric motor to a battery that would be under the wheelchair or connected to its battery if it had one. Amazing! Now, it's not uncommon to hear that photography is an outlet for a lot of people that want to de-stress or want to release their mental anguish. With mental health being at the forefront of society's ailments, it's not surprising that people are taking to the countryside with their camera, finding that peace and tranquility that helps them to disassociate from the problems that are going on around them. So the second charity to benefit from this will be Mind, a charity dedicated to helping those with mental health problems, giving help and advice to those where needed, and making mental health something people talk about every day. If you would like to go and check them out for yourself, there'll be links to the charities in the description below, and of course links to the Thumbs Up Photography Facebook group and the exhibition, as well as the Thumbs Up Photography show. Think along the lines of Countryfile, but for photographers. That's well worth checking out. So, that's enough of me waffling on. It's time to say goodbye and get on with some photography.
Well, what a fantastic display. 75 pieces of art from the Thumbs Up group. Go and check it out, and don't forget to check out the Thumbs Up Photography show over there on YouTube. And these guys are the admins that created it all. Colin Powell, Dave Peck, Steve Stain, Martin Smith, and his wife, Mrs. Hydakevich. Why they haven't got the same name, I've got no idea.
Great pronunciation.
So, it's back over to me, somewhere else on the planet.
So it's off to the curry house we go. And over an exceptionally tasty curry, Mr. Stain says to me, "Fancy doing some architectural photography in the morning? Meet up at about 7? Yeah. Okay. I've got no idea what it is though. So it's a dash home, 4 hours kip for the 4th night in a row, and back to Birmingham to hit the streets."
Morning everyone, and welcome to today's vlog. I'm an exceptionally tired man. I have been on the go since Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning, doing 12, 14, 16 hours of photography, getting minimal sleep. And today is Sunday, and I'm hanging. My eyes look like, well, they look like they've been stretched down over my chin. So, I thought I'd do some architectural photography today with Mr. Stain. There he is. And we're off to meet Dave Peck. I'm completely out of my comfort zone with this. I've got no idea what I'm doing. So I figure, no, don't let him here. I figure I'll just follow him around. And then I'll just take some great shots that he's probably already got. Right, okay, let's crack on. And of course, this is Dave. I'm sure you've all met him before. He's going to be kind of like the guru for this today, I reckon. So a bit later on, I'm probably going to be picking his brains like mad.
Not sure about that, but we'll have a go at it.
Go and check out his video as well and do a comparison. Yeah.
It'll be him.
No, it won't. It won't.
Now, I have to admit, when it comes to photography, I find that following other people around only leads to me trying to emulate the shots that they take because I get influenced far too easily. So I decided it's time for me to go off and have a bit of a wander, and I'll meet up with the guys a little bit later. Now, the biggest problem I was having today was that my sleep-deprived brain had turned into a deep-fried crisp. But my head was spinning, and it was telling me, you're going for minimalism, you're going for shapes, you're going for light, you're going for contrast. And yeah, I just was putting myself in a circle.
Right, so over to the point of view camera. Okay, I know those guys are going for minimalism. I quite like the idea of actually getting a bit more than just the minimalist shot. But I do want to get one, like I said. So I'm opening up with something that I think is a bit of juxtaposition, if you like the big word. And that's, let me show you, this shot here. Right, I like the way that you've got the interaction between the Grand Hotel, that old school style of building, then you've got that nice brand new shiny building in the background. We've got a nice clear blue sky with some wispy cloud, and we've also got a bit of light on these trees that are down here. So yeah, it sets it in that urban environment that's kind of nice and spacious and a bit parky looking. I quite like it, so I'm going to give that a go first. Okay, so here's the in-camera view. Kind of thinking maybe that sort of shot. Don't want the police car in there. I like the lamppost, but they're intersecting with each other. Got to keep that tree away from the building as well. Maybe go in a bit tighter, somewhere around about there. Obviously this is 16 by 9, so it won't be as tall as that. Something like that, maybe. Okay, so let me quickly talk you through why this one doesn't work. So compositionally, I think I've got the elements that I'm looking for down in my brain, which is a good thing. But if you look at the center of the image, the main focal point is dark, and the older building to the right, well, that's very bright. So in editing this image, it's going to be very right-hand heavy. Okay, not a great start, but at least I've got the right idea. So as Steve and I were walking up, we did pass a couple of reflections, and I really like them. So let's go and see what the light's doing with them. Hopefully it's not gone too harsh now, or if it has, maybe that'll work in my favour and I'll get a bit of contrast. Well, I really like this building that's got the squiggly reflections in it, but I really can't get a composition together with it that's kind of tight, not messy, or broad and not messy. Well, really anything, to be quite honest. I just really like that abstract nature of the way it's just swirling everything around, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I should zoom in on it, but that's not architectural, is it, really? It's like a weird thing that's happening within a place. I'm not very good at this.
Well, the subconscious photographer within me must have been tickling the old memory banks because I managed to work an angle I quite liked. Who'd have guessed?
Well, I did really like the shape of this corner of the building there, this little foyer bit with the grass on it, and obviously the reflection. Actually, the lights changed, the reflections got better, more cloud.
Well, I actually really like this one. That's a bit better, Steve.
So the trouble I'm having is, you'll probably notice with a lot of my types of shots, I'd like a strong subject and not much else around it. So when you're in this urban environment where everything's cluttered, that's where my brain's struggling to function. It's trying to eliminate things. Now, I do know on the fine art style of shot that, well, the guys are after today, there's a lot of removal with the editing. So maybe I should just try to focus on one particular thing with the knowledge that I'm going to take everything else out anyway in post for that shot. Oh God, this is hard. Ah, lampposts, man. They look really good, but God, they're in the way. So I'm trying to shoot this, but I can't get wide enough. Maybe if I go a 16:9 vertical. I've only got 24mm, which is not helping things when you want to get close up and eliminate distractions like that great big flag. Kind of need to be stood here.
Now the flag was only sticking into the sky, and as I was removing that anyway, that was fine. I also took out the aerial and the post that was in the bottom left. Now I took a lot of shots on this walk around, but I'm only going to concentrate on the ones that I wanted to edit. I will show you snapshots of them at the end.
Okay, right, I'm doing crap.
Not quite as bad as you think, Steve.
So I'm going to go and have a coffee, have a chat with the lads, and then I'm going to take a break from it, and I'm going to come back and try again.
Continue on to Lower Temple Street.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for punishment.
So after a respite from the heat and a cheeky little mocker courtesy of Mr. Stain, it's time for take 2.
Okay, coffee on board, and I'm back out with Dave and Steve. So hopefully things are going to go a little bit better now, and I can get a bit of inspiration. Right, attempt number 2, urban photography. Here we go again.
So, echoing my statement earlier that when I'm out with other photographers, I tend to get influenced by what they shoot, I do know that Dave took this shot as well, or a very similar one to it. But maybe that just shows that photographers have very similar mindsets. Well, after a little bit of a walk around, Steve and Dave left me with the parting gift of a route to go and follow. So, it was good to meet you both guys.
I got a memory that retains 3 things, and 2 of those are where the toilets are and my name. Well, I'm being left alone now. Dave and Steve have got to go. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Right then, I'm on my own.
Okay, so it's time to see if we can get a couple of more shots to round off the day. And I'm going to focus on the Hyatt Regency building. So here's angle number 1, shooting upwards to give it that domineering look. But before we hit angle number 2, and I nearly get run over by a tram, I think I'd better get some sustenance to keep me alert.
Okay, and I will learn something to eat. Actually, after Gary Norman's video, I'll stick my bag through me leg.
So it's time to head off again out into the blazing heat. I've got 1 more image to capture, and I've got 3 more images to show you that didn't have any footage with them and are my favourites of the day. So let's see if we can get that other angle on the Hyatt Regency. And there we have it. This time I've gone for a square crop and I've corrected any angular distortion. I think this one matches up with that nice dark square that goes around the building. But what about the last 3? The ones that are my favourites? Well, here we go. Firstly, we have this shot that was taken as Steve and I were walking up to meet Dave Peck before we started vlogging, so at least I've got an excuse for no footage for that one. I couldn't decide whether or not I preferred this in black and white or in colour. Tell me what you guys think. Now, the eagle-eyed among you will have spotted this one in the background of a lot of the footage. I've no idea what happened to the video for it, but hey, at least I've got the image. In this one, I've taken away the sky completely, and I've tried to make this a very clean shot. Quite like this one. And finally, my favourite shot from the day. I'm quite gutted that I didn't actually capture the footage for this. I'm pretty sure that I pressed the button, but obviously I did not. But still, like I said, I've got the image. So tell me, what do you think of my first attempt at architectural photography as a brain-fried, sleep-deprived, hapless photographer that just gives it a go anyway? So, to round off the video, I did promise you that I would show you the images that didn't make the edit. And not saying that they're all bad, I just really didn't want to edit them, they didn't float my boat. But I will say it is good to get out and try different genres. But if you want to see more of my normal style of content, then coming up, I take a visit to the Yorkshire Dales and I get to meet the missing member of the Thumbs Up Photography group, Mr. Gary Sugden. So don't forget to check out the phenomenal artwork from the creative members of the Thumbs Up Photography Facebook group. And that just leaves me to say thanks to everybody at Thumbs Up for organising the event, and Aggie from the Disabled Photographers Society. I haven't forgotten you set me a challenge. I will be in touch.